What's going on, Boosted Mob? So I'm actually quite pleased. It is warm out. When I came in today, it was cold. It feels good. I don't look crazy just being in a sweatshirt. But as you can see, or you're about to find out, I'm leaving Toyota HQ. I no longer work here, but I consult here. Small world. But I wanted to talk today about the SEMA Supras. They had a lot of their cool Supras from SEMA here in the lobby. I obviously did not go to SEMA, so I actually didn't get to see them in person. Seeing them in person, the Heritage Pack one is definitely the best. But let me not spoil too much of the fun because I was in the lobby and I was too scared to record in there, given what I was there for. It's probably a voiceover of some of the footage that I took. But wow, I must say, it's kind of like the distant relative to the Lotus Evora, being that this has a Toyota motor, that has a Toyota design with a BMW motor, and this is a Lotus design with a Toyota motor. So some of that same awkward family relationship there. But let's talk about the Supras today. I must say, spoiler alert, God, I actually wouldn't mind owning a modified Supra. So this Supra right here, the Heritage Pack, I think it's Toyota testing kind of what they may want to do, but this is incredible. I really do like the taillights on this car. I still like the OEM ones that they came out with originally, but the design of these taillights and the center exhaust and this massive diffuser, phenomenal. I would totally be about it. I'm also pretty sure that these are functional outlets for air, unlike on the standard model where a lot of the vents were fake. You can also see that they did do a cutout here. So this is actually a functional airflow as well. So it obviously travels from the front right up here into that back one that we just saw and out the rear end that I also pointed out. So they made all the vents on this car functional, which is what they talked about in the release, as well as right here on this door. So I mean, it's really awesome. I mean, this is crazy. I really do like that they had the original reverse light down there, but the tailpipe's coming out of the center, oh man. And then the one on the hood is also functional. So to all the haters out there that were complaining, Supra definitely came out with this Heritage model and showed you what can be done. I would buy this car without a doubt. modified Supra. And on that topic, I would love to continue to modify my Lotus because there's something special about a modified car that a stock car just doesn't provide from an overall stance and aesthetic appeal for most cars. And being what I know I can do with this Lotus, it needs mods. But that's a long journey to come in the future. I'm gonna hop in my car. So just for the heck of it, I do want to show off the steering wheel again. I am loving the paddles. I think it provides a great touch. One thing I want to do here, it's so hard to show, but one thing I'd like to do is get this in carbon. I think getting this piece in carbon will complete this carbon look here. I want to get this piece here in carbon, and I actually also want to get this piece in black. I see they sell a black piece for this, as well as black knobs too. So I want to try and source the black switches, and if this isn't too hard, get this in black, and then put the carbon piece that kind of covers this. That'd be super awesome. And then obviously Greg Grace Parts sells a carbon piece here I want to buy. I want to get this in Alcantara. And then some little things I would like to do in the long run is get this rewrapped maybe in Alcantara. Get this rewrapped in Alcantara, as well as this and this over here in Alcantara. And then maybe also my handles in Alcantara. And then I want an Alcantara steering wheel that's overall the same wheel, but in Alcantara. So I know that's kind of random, but I was talking about mods on the Supra, and as I was getting in my car, I started to get interested in thinking, what mods do I want in my Evora to really make it feel special? And a couple other things that I do want eventually is the barge boards, maybe in carbon or gloss black or satin black. I don't know what I want yet. I saw there's a guy that can do a custom one and add some wingettes, which I really would want. So I might do that, or go with the carbon one and some GRP, and then followed by the carbon pillar, a pillar outside. I still want this scoop out here in the carbon fiber GT4 scoop, which I might buy around Christmas time, and then I'm waiting on the power mods, and then after that, you know, full GT430 revamp. And while I'm on that topic, and very unrelated to the conversation about the Supras today, but I'm just really gassed up about mods after seeing those beautiful Supras in there, I want to spec my car into a Europe spec GT430. Not all the way, because I've been following two guys who've been doing the build and done a lot of research, and there's some things that are just hard to do from a federal perspective, but front bumper, rear bumper, suspension, spoiler, the wing, carbon fiber back, the carbon fiber front lip, getting GT4 spec size rims. I probably won't go with GT430 spec rims, but I might buy a rim that's lightweight forged and has the greater God, I'm struggling here, a larger width for tire. And then I think after that, power mods. And I would love to have this like beautifully well done, transformed GT 475 500. I've talked about this before in a previous video, but I'm really motivated to do this, and it's gonna be quite pricey, and I'm juggling a lot of things, so it's gonna be like a slow progression or transformation that this car hopefully turns into, and it'll be kind of a one-of-a-kind car that's very unique to me and has a story behind it. And I think, you know, between that and lowering it and all these things, it'll look fantastic. I feel like it looks kind of goofy in some angles just due to the way it was kind of designed. The front lip isn't terrible, but it kind of angles upwards, which can kind of look goofy at times. And I'm hoping the more, well, at least from what I've seen from pictures, the GT430 front bumper and lip looks perfect. And I debated on going with Hethel Sports, like, I guess non-OEM design. It's a hell of a lot cheaper, but something about having that OEM design I want more, which is gonna substantially delay the speed at which I can do it. I mean, I could have just bought those parts from Hethel Sport on the green eggs and ham or green and yellow, whatever sale they got going on. Like, you could buy a GT430 copy for I think $5 or $6 grand versus the 30 grand you're gonna have to do, well, not 30, but 20 grand you're gonna have to do in sourcing them from there. So $15,000 more for OEM. You'd argue, why is that worth it? I can't put a price tag on it. I can't tell you why it is or isn't worth it, but I can tell you I want it. So we'll see what happens.